Welcome, everybody, to the college basketball preview show on the Grueling Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster, and today we're going to look as the California Golden Bears travel all the way across the country to play at Cameron Indoor Stadium against the Duke Blue Devils. The Duke Blue Devils had not lost a game since Thanksgiving. They came up short at Little John Coliseum, 77-71 against the Clemson Tigers. This is a bad time for Cal to travel to play a Duke team that's probably going to be angry and pissed off. Now, the Golden Bears are 12-12, and if they expected to have any advantage going into the ACC, it would have to be making East Coast teams come all the way to the West Coast and play. That has not been the case. They've lost home games against Wake Forest, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech this season. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, and in their most recent loss to Wake Forest, they were led by Jeremiah Wilkinson with 21 points. Wilkinson is a 6'1 freshman who has been scoring well with 14 points per game. He started out the season as a rotational player off the bench, but his talent has forced him into the starting lineup. Wilkinson has scored at least 14 in each of the last 6 games, including a 30-point game against Miami. California is ranked 123 by KenPom. They are 91st in offensive efficiency, 203rd in defensive efficiency. They play at the 181st fastest pace, right in the middle of the 364 Division I teams. Now, the only way Cal's getting to the NCAA tournament is winning the ACC tournament, and that's not going to happen. So right now, the goal is probably to finish above 500 to make it into the NIT. The Blue Devils look like they might run the table in the ACC, but those dreams fell short on their trip to Clemson. After winning their first 12 conference games, Clemson pulled off a strong come-from-behind win as the Tigers did not hold a lead at all in the first half. Clemson was on fire. They shot 58% from the field at 40% of three-pointers, numbers that are difficult to beat for any opponent. Duke was led by Tyrese Proctor with 23 points, and Duke still sits alone atop the ACC standings. Proctor is one of the top outside shooters for the Duke Blue Devils, and one of the few veterans on this team. He has 53 three-pointers on the season. He's a 6'6" junior guard, and he led this team, even though the story is never complete without mentioning Cooperflagg. Flagg is the probable number 1 overall pick, leads the team with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists per game. Flagg had 18 or more in 5 of his last 6 games, including dropping 28 on both North Carolina State and Boston College. Duke is currently ranked 2nd, according to KenPom. They are 5th in offensive and 4th in defensive efficiency. They actually play slower than the Golden Bears, ranking 284 in the nation in pace of play. Now, Duke is going to have to cover a big number to get this done. It's 22, 23 points right now. But I don't think it's going to be a problem, as no one will want to get in front of the train after a loss. Duke will be refocused here. The number 1 seed is on the line. If they follow up their Clemson loss with just a narrow win over Cal, it won't look great to the selection committee. The eye test still matters, and this is a game that Duke should dominate. Analytically, it should be a blowout. Cal's defense is only 203rd in the nation. They're not going to be able to deal with Duke's offense. And Duke has 3 studs in Proctor, Flagg, and Knuppel that can beat you at any point. Big spreads have not been a problem for Duke. They covered 23.5 points against Miami, 23 against Boston College, plus 2 other games covering at least 14 points against North Carolina and Syracuse. Cal was getting 15.5 against North Carolina and failed to cover. And Duke just proved they are a level above the Tar Heels. Duke is hungry for an easy win. They're going to get it here, guys. Duke is one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the country. I've said it all year long. 1 loss is not going to change that fact. I like Duke. I'm going to give the 22 points up to 23 points. I'm going to go to BetMGM and bet this game. And I want to remind you all to go follow me on X at Grueling Truth. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube. Check out thegruelingtruth.com. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.